And I've already been there, so I'm not going to go there right now. But I just came from Shady Trees, and in comparison to, say, Symmetry Island, in comparison to Symmetry Island over there, this is not even close. I thought the dam would be the next bit because of what I saw on the mountain where you did a little line which resembled the river. But maybe that's not it. Here's a castle. Maybe the castle is the next area. Let's go ahead and go in. It seems like kind of a non-linear game, yet that can also ruin things by making the difficulty non-gradual, and instead just a series of very sporadic spikes. I'm glad to be doing this more in the day, however. Would you... Okay, so here come new concepts. I think what's going on here is faceless woman, but it's because she's wearing a helmet. Maybe this is a guy? This seems like a lady to me. Oh, I'm standing on him. I imagine what I do is I gotta imagine myself as the puzzle. So like, if I were to do this, I'd go like this. I'm pretty sure if I get off that it'll change there. But yeah, okay, so like that, then I'd go up one, then to the right. Oh, wait, no. Maybe this is a reset function. I actually want to go up twice, left, up, right, up, left twice. But I don't think the grids are the same. Yeah. What I did wrong there was I didn't go back for the second dot. This definitely seems like a third area to me. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. That door opened, so that must have been right. Let's see how that compared to the puzzle itself on the screen. You know, this setup, there technically aren't that many available answers, are there? This guy in the way? Everybody here has swords. This guy's got an umbrella. But I bet you there's a sword inside it. Okay, and then here's one where I'd have to go like like that. I'd imagine. Oh no, I could just go up and then to the left. So just up twice and to the left. Hey, wait a minute. The panel's broken here. How sneaky. Just glad you don't have to memorize the whole thing. Then you should be able to just go up twice and to the left as many times as you want. But not there. Go ahead and see what's happening though. And yeah, that ought to do it. Could possibly be wrong. Oh, I accidentally put an extra one somewhere? Hello there! Come on, take off the... Ah! Dan X1000, we've got someone new. I accidentally put an extra one here, but had the solution. I just didn't mean to put this extra one here. Or maybe that extra one is there because of something on the grid. But usually what happens, in case you don't know, is I'll press X on these and then I'll draw the line. But the change here is that now I see the rules. I have to separate these white squares from these black ones. But I've got to go over here and be the line now, at least in this area. Now here's our first problem. That's broken, so we couldn't do what would be really easy and just go up twice and then straight through the middle to separate the white and blacks. So I could go around that white square by doing this. And if we look back at the puzzle, looks like this.
I know this puzzle, LOL, I've beat the game twice.
Well, I always feel like it's worth it just to explain what's going on in case there's someone new to the idea of the game.
I like that.
This is so strange. I didn't put something over there, but there's still... Wait, that's... It seems like a 100%... Oh! I didn't think about how that black would connect with the white like that.
Have you figured out why there is a broken piece?
I mean, to make the puzzle harder from a gameplay design standpoint, but If you want, like, lore or whatever, keep it to yourself, kid. Accidentally touch both.
No, it's not lore.
Can't go straight through the middle. Or can I? Oh, shoot. Wasn't even thinking about that. I'm going to forget a lot of what's going on. So we've got to do this. At the very least. What if we went straight up?
Why do you say you have to do that? Is there no other option?
Of course not, because of the broken piece. If you don't surround it on 3 sides, it'll intermingle with the other colored square. Now, before I actually get that in, let me make sure they're actually separated. They're not actually separated. I did that wrong. Yeah, no, I'm completely certain that's correct. Then I could go around that black square. And then avoid that one with the paint on it by going through that black square in the middle, because you can separate them from each other, that's allowed. You just can't have black and whites not walled off from each other. Go to the middle, okay. I think I want to go at least here, that's the thing I'll be doing differently. I need to go down all the way to the bottom. Yeah, so now it should
So now all
actually
you
be
have
a
to do
wall.
is cut off the black and white that will be trapped together.
Yeah, gotta go one over, then up 2, then left. Here we go. One over, 2, then left. That ain't right? The door would open if it was right. That was right. What happened? All black and whites are separated. I mean, I accidentally put this here, but that wasn't on purpose. Now it doesn't even... You can't even draw it like that. That solution worked. What the hell?
Not all black and white are separated.
All black and white were separated. You gotta be kidding me.
No, they weren't. Look again.
Can't look again, it's over. But I'm 100% certain that they were. Like, that's why I went all the way to the bottom. Oh, you know what? Maybe this here counts as one of the black squares, and I have to imagine... Oh, whoops. I have to imagine that that's part of it. Where would that be? That would be third... There are 5. Okay, there are like 5 squares. Well, that actually doesn't make sense. Hey, wait a minute. I think there are representations of the squares on the board. Wonder if there's any reason I can't do that.
Looks like your 100% dropped down to 0. Now you're cooking.
My 100% did not drop down to 0. Shush. What is up with that black tile on the board?
I'm gonna let you play. I'm out of here. Have fun.
Good. I don't like that guy. Came in, immediately tried to be like snippy and clever with me. No, that doesn't work. I wasn't thinking about that. Y'all might think that was like incorrect to me, but that guy was being rude like the moment he showed up. Usually if it lights up before you actually get over there. That's a pretty good sign, not a bad one. One to the right, up twice, and then left. But I've seen better not work before. I'm sure if I look back at the footage, there will be something I failed to separate. But even then, his entire tone was not appreciated, and nobody should have time for people like that. Let's see what this one's. I have never figured out how to do these in the first place. Up, left, and up like that. Up, and then left and up. Up, left twice, up, left, up, left, up. That's weird. And plus, it makes me start the way I don't want to. When I haven't even been able to figure out the shape concept in the first place. The entire route I had figured out for that relied on my ability to choose the way I would start the puzzle. What is this? What are these stairs here? One of those outside couches? Looks like you're 100% dropped down to 0. What a dick. Can't do it if it starts with left. I guess I could have technically fucking ignored that entire pink puzzle because of this place. Yeah, I could have just gone over here and up and around like this. That's the only other entrance, but I'm pretty sure this puzzle unlocks that door, not any other way. I feel like they're going to complicate this thing that I'm doing right now anyways, so it kind of feels pointless. See? The thing is, I don't feel like with these shapes that it's like, here's a way to make it a little more challenging. It feels like here's a way to make it impossible. I don't see how you can possibly... And even if I were to go to the left first and then up, I'd still hit that exact same block. There's no way to do that. Oh, wait. Really? Okay, if y'all say so. I have no idea how the diagonal shit matters. But I can actually start this one at a start point. How would I even draw something diagonally? I'm gonna be thinking about that all day, you know, but still actually kinda proud of myself for getting rid of a person like that when they showed up, because there are way too many people like that that I let stick around. Or at least have done so in the past. Now, they're diagonal, so this doesn't really feel right. But it is right. Why are they skewed if all they want is just a regular L? I mean, if you look, you'll actually notice that in between the two L's are another two L shapes. If you look at it as if like the top left, this is the tip, and then that's a stem, and then this is a stem, and that's a tip, in and of itself. Maybe that's what the skewed thing is. There have to be two that fit into each other, but I wasn't really thinking about it like that, and I don't think I could think about it like that if I wanted to. Still feels more or less accurate, though. We're defending the president with swords. And this does feel like the healthy progression of the game instead of going off to a place that's way harder than everything else for some reason. Because we're building on pre-established concepts here. Is that a door? No, it's a window. Okay, I think I get why we're here now. Those might be a guide to this. Because this is huge. But let me go unlock that door by the security officer with a sword. If you don't like the way I run downstairs, take it up with corporate, cause he's the one who decided that I shouldn't be able to turn around fast enough to like really look where I'm going down the stairs. And I'm also just proud of myself for doing most of this without B-Boy's guidance this time. Not that I dislike B-Boy's guidance. He's a lot less, how you say, dickish about it. But I'm very happy to not have it. Is it even possible to go up to immediately like that? Cheating. Cheating, cheating, cheating. But maybe I can figure this out without having to look at that stuff. I'm really hoping I can just kind of do this. That much I'm sure of. This, not quite. And I'm pretty sure that these would all operate as some guide for this. So like, the ending probably involves a line that goes from here to here that way. That just feels good. Doesn't feel right, just feels good. Well, that can't possibly be it. Felt like the last one was closer. Is there a way to do it? There is not. It doesn't fix the fundamental problem. I'd be really surprised if this wasn't an area unto itself. Speaking of, let's try solving this without necessarily using those things as a guide. That doesn't really count, does it? This wasn't as hard last time. What did I do differently last time? Like that first time. I kinda thought I had it. Well, I think I need to use the walls to make lines. That, oh hey, those black and whites aren't separated. So far though, this feels right. Because it even kinda looks like those puzzles down there. That works so far. That doesn't work anymore if I go over there. Because this right here in particular is too far. What?
Do you remember that one day that you were visiting with Nathan and I turned, you know my lamp that I have, the lamp that's long like that. I turned it down and the light went up. I was laying down or nobody.
Alright, so sorry about that. My dad wanted something from me, and he stole my chair. Like a dick. And now I see that the black and whites aren't separated here, which is bad. And that right there is also bad, because then how do I get to the... Yeah, this is not the solution. There are two things wrong with it.
You do have to take your time because
Oh, okay.
because you're saying a few months back, but you have to like date it so we know that it's today. And yeah, because without date, you know.
Was it this year or last?
All you gotta put is today's date. And when you say a few months back, you know, by looking at this date, it's from this date, it's back from today. See?
Okay. Maybe I could... Maybe I could make this like this. Just shove the green notebook in the blue backpack. That's all that really matters
And the pencil too.
to me. The pencil? Oh yeah. Yeah. Blue backpack. Why do you build me up, buttercup, just to let me down? Ah, yeah. Sometimes when he wants something, he's not gonna stop talking about it. Okay, I still kind of believe that this is supposed to be a handy-dandy helper right here, because then why else would they show you all the puzzles you just did? And that one kind of looks like a dude with his arm out. So it'd be like... Yeah, so it kind of would look like this.
Well, just so you know, they do have the, you know,
But I think that's the most help I can get from it, because the start point will change. This would go way up. Okay, I can specify I'm over 18 if that's necessary. I don't actually know if I could maybe, like, make a line, like... Sure.
over 18, they cannot be legally owned. You do it on the desk.
Alright, here you are. The hardest part is this white square and this black square right here. That is the stuff. That wouldn't fix the problem even slightly. Or would it? It would cause a new one. What if it was like... It couldn't be like... A broken tile relates to this broken tile. Okay. I think this stream is mainly just going to be this puzzle over and over again. I'm still convinced that, like, I want to make this resemble the yellow maze's solution, and I do think that the pink stuff kind of works like that too. I'm just not as certain as to how. That separates them. But at a cost. Here we go. I can't do that though. That doesn't actually fix what I needed it to fix. You know what? I think that line that I just fought very hard to keep needs to go away, actually. In fact, it might go this way. This game's like the opposite of Occam's razor. It's usually the most complicated solution that's correct. Like to the point where you almost want to think about this not as separating the black squares and the white squares, but almost as if you're trying to separate every square. So like you have to do this to make room for the line later. So you can't go that way. You have to go this way or this way. You could go like this, I imagine. Now they're not even actually separated. Because it could just follow the line. Yeah, that is the hard part. Well, I mean, if this was the solution to that, and that top bit resembles the puzzle from there so much anyways. Maybe the solution is something that looks a lot like that already anyways. I mean, it can't be. I have to be able to go over here, separate these things from each other. That's connecting to that. I have to choose. I don't want to choose, I want to win. That separates all of them, but there's no way I can get away with this, right? Now I can't make the line.
The lake, Diamond Lake.
Mm-hmm. We were there yesterday, weren't we?
No, no, no,
Not yesterday, I mean, when you picked me up, sorry. That was
no, that's
Wednesday.
another lake. You're talking about the lake over there by
Mm-hmm.
Gilman Road.
Okay, now that he's done ruining my concentration for a second, still feel pretty confident in this, even though it's not, like, necessary. I kinda wanna look at the shape of that one, though. I couldn't imagine it as if that start point was at the end of this yellow point. Where would I even end up if I did that? I should know by now, but there are a lot of distractions around. Doesn't separate those two. These white squares and black squares are very hard. I kind of want this to guide me. Like that guy was essentially going, haha, you're wrong. That's not what that thing is.
Are you making headway? Or so when you wave, they're actually seeing you wave, like saying hi. That's how. So you looking and like that, you're looking this way, and that person's looking this way.
Hmm. There's no way to make that last bit where it actually points the way it wants me to make it point.
Oh, really? What dynamic is that? Already? And that wedding's happening. Really? No, right here. Just you're a gamer, there's yeah. Wait. And let's say that drone, is it really a drone plane or a guy just make a drone? Oh, so yeah. Oh, like you know that. Too close?
Okay. This part I'm pretty good with. That part keeps a line from being made where the eye wants to be made. The moment I go over here, I don't foresee a possibility where I can separate that square and this square from each other. So let's try going over here instead. Now if I go up, and then around, like... So, I think I have to go over here. And it's very close to being separated, but it's not actually all the way separated. So I might have to go over here, but I can't possibly go over there. So maybe it's easier if once I go up here, I try to like do these instead. Except not really. That makes it much more difficult. blacks and whites are separated, but that's not creating a line the way I want it to. I want drawing this line in advance to actually be helpful, not a hindrance. It is 100% this top right part that's bothering me, because I don't think I know how to start it once this bit's over.
I don't know who in the house keeps throwing dirty clothes in the hampers, wherever the frick they do them. Knock it off! It's driving me crazy.
What drives me crazy is when Nathan will keep this here for like 50 extra weeks.
What?
It drives me crazy when Nathan keeps a hamper here and there's like cupcake frosting. If it's full, you have to take it to the laundry room. That's part of the point. It's like a 2, then a downwards tower. There's no way it fucking starts like that. It does seem like it has to start like that, if I'm right about the way that works.
Hi dude, I will be home in an hour, maybe I can help you again.
Alright, cool. I think this here has to be the last puzzle, and if I do finish it before you get home, I am going to end the stream because I do have that policy of one area per stream, if possible. Darn. Two.
It's okay.
There you go up. Go in the middle. Okay. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't look good. This one works as a guide for the beginning when it comes to the 2 hexagons, so I still want to believe that that one can work as a guide to the white and black dots. 'Cause boy howdy, would I enjoy a guide right now. And I mean, there are even 2 L's at the end. Yeah, I think that's definitely gonna be happening. You know what? I have an idea. Sorry if my mic cuts out, I'm moving. Alright, I'm back, everybody. It's always coming back to these black and white squares. Shapes aren't easy, but it's still not the shapes that are giving me the most trouble. It's these squares. Can't do that either. I can't do that either. Okay, I think I can do this. No, I can't do that either. Separate this black from that white. I can't separate these blacks over here from those whites over there. And if this happens, I don't even know how in the world we'd get the line in there. But you do have to start at the bottom right and like try to go to the top right and then make your way to the top left and then the bottom left. So think there might only be exactly one solution for these black and white dots. Separated from that one.
If there is anyone who objects to this wedding, speak now. Okay. I know.
Can't possibly always have to point the directions that they're asking me for.
Damn, I am so short in comparison to the people behind me.
It's gotta be this one. I think it wants me to do like this, but I already don't like that.
Can't be wrong if you see the next stage. Oh, here we go.
I can't make it like this.
Let me in.
This much. I feel like this is it, more or less.
Oh,
Because I drew out the top right, and that shape definitely resembles the one I made. It takes a lot of liberties. All I could really think is maybe we change this to this. Why would that matter? What if we didn't draw that immediately? We can't.
You're almost good.
Seems to want if I follow that shape, it would want me to go like this, and then like that. Though I kind of prefer going like that. Though it doesn't really make a difference, does it? I just feel like those two lines to begin with are wrong. How would I even draw this, by the way? That is not a eureka moment.
I'm on, man. World is gonna be here. Remove state personal significance. Could not be better explained. May they be reminded of that journey. Yeah, good times. Is the pact with a kiss amongst other things. Poke someone's eye out with that. The one ring to wed them all.
I I had some sort of method the first time I did this
Is that the
where
ESP ring?
I managed
Oh,
to make a line, right?
yeah. Use the force, Kate.
Gosh darn it. I need so badly to be able to go here. What if I totally ignored all the perspective stuff?
Yeah, but then I
Just kind of went
I
like
went
this.
to Sophia's wedding a couple years back. The move was just the dead body that will probably pop up when this cutscene's over. It's not important. It's just a normal part of the ceremony. Semantics.
That is not what the word semantics means.
Yay! Through the sanctum somehow neglected to invest any official power in this blah blah blah. Come on now, give them a nice round of applause. They've earned it. Wow. No pigs in a blanket, no finger food, like what? Ceremony will come to a conclusion.
I feel like I'm encountering a very similar problem a lot. Where it's like one wall or the other is going to keep things which are actually very far from each other still touching. I don't think anything in this game's allowed to be a coincidence. There's no way to actually make the shape from that previous puzzle without screwing this up. At least I feel as if you could do this puzzle like one task at a time.
I don't know what to say. I'm absurd. What happened to the girl on top of that? That was laying down on top of it.
She's right. Yeah, lay down over here. Yeah.
Why was she laying down? Was that sacrifice?
It was like one of the classes you do. I don't know why they do it, but they can self-destruct. I guess it's like
controller's gonna run out of battery. I think I'll be doing this so freaking long. I cannot do another puzzle. I understand the rules of this one, which is huge. They're not separated yet, but maybe they will be eventually. Four squares is way too much to ask me to waste. I feel like once I figure out the top right, the rest will fall into place. The thing is, I don't know anything but the wrong answers. So as I watch myself put in the wrong solution, there's a bit of me that's actually like physically holding me back from it, so I'm doing this puzzle weirdly slowly.
But we can't go in there. Then what's the point of the stairs?
Those are not actually separated. There's only one way to do these white and black squares, and it inherently makes it so you can't do the line.
Yeah, freaking well.
So obviously what I need to change is the way I'm doing the line. I think that's it. This here is the only way you can actually separate every white square from every black square. But once you've done that, and you've done this, this line becomes a massive problem. Because there is no way to make it. Even if you were like this. If you were to do this, then you wouldn't be able to do the line. You of course can't do the line like this. I'm trying too hard to make too many L's at once. Pretty much the only way you can make that L is by going like this. It doesn't even draw a single one of these pieces. Well, it draws that one up there. If the solution to the whites and blacks were different, I'd feel differently about the way I've been starting this, but I'm pretty sure there's only one way to do it. Weirdly, that felt closer. Plus, it just seems like it's pre-established that you go from the top left and down from there. Does that at all resemble, like, the drawing that I made of what was going on up there? No, it really doesn't, unless I look at it like that, I guess. kind of helps me see it the way it shows up there. But even then, not quite. It seems like flipped as well as inverted.
And it's over. Just wheel the dead body out.
Yeah, I wish these were more lenient. That's never going to work. Because I think you can't just have them implied, like, connecting like this. I think they've got to actually block stuff off. So, like, this here would need to go like that. But of course we can't do that. I miss progress. I've only got like what? I've only got that many squares to work with. The only reason this works is because of trap. Those two white squares together like that. The only way I can get this line is if I kinda leave them be like this. Which I can't do. Like, I literally can't do that. So it's gotta start like that, but this doesn't make any sense. Kinda looks like a Muppet. A little puppet with brown hair. It's like Pans will say to me.
So this is a giant.
You think what?
This is a giant right here.
A giant hole, that
Thor killed this giant over here to get this chisel. So that way. Yeah, Thor.
Hmm. Okay. Let me see what happens when I do this. Yes. I think there are 2 puzzles before we get another laser. So this definitely should be where the end of the stream is. I'm sorry that it's going to take so long. We have two options, go down here or go to the right here. If we go to the right here, that can help us make this shape, and this can help us make this shape, but we can't get to the end, because we've blocked off the end. If we try to take it from the other way around, that doesn't work either, because then we'll either run into this, we can't make the line. There's a whole bunch wrong there. There was a point where I was able to make a line here. I think at that point I was ignoring the need to like be able to go here and then down, which I can't do because if I take that wall.
Hi, I am back.
Hi, I've been doing the exact same puzzle for an hour. I wouldn't really say I figured anything out. Like, I feel like I have to do this to stand a chance at actually separating these white and black squares. But if I do that, I can't make that line over there. I don't know if...
Oh damn, you are persistent though.
I don't know...
Mad respect.
I don't know if these shapes have to point the way they show on the grid. And I mean, to be fair, someone was kinda taking up a lot of my time and attention really unfairly. Someone who the moment
Do you want help?
I want to know if I have to put a white line that goes to the left of these white squares. I think that's all I really need to know. Like, no or yes? Yes or no? I've already kind of seen that this is as big as those 4 puzzles I just did together. So I imagine that, like, you start in the bottom right, and that first puzzle that was in the bottom right, you kind of draw its solution again. And then you do the same with the second, but with the second it's like...
To be honest, you did not do the tutorial of the Tetris figure yet.
like the flip or the inversion. Never been able to figure out the Tetris figures.
But if you want to know, I tell you.
Just let me know if I need to make a line here that goes like that. Is this line necessary? This line. This line. That one. Ugh.
Wait, I have to think a bit. You are totally off if I am honest.
Totally off. Okay, I'm going to assume that means I don't actually have to do the bottom right in a way where it looks like that, because that's what I've been doing. 'Cause, yeah, it would make it look somewhat like that. So I had all these ideas.
You have to go counterclockwise.
I don't even know what counterclockwise means in this situation. Oh, and those blacks and whites aren't even separated. But yeah, totally off. Let's try something completely radically different then. I thought there was this whole thing about like the solutions you just made coming back.
Okay, I am having a hard time explaining this one.
I mean, can't possibly be as hard of a time as this one guy who came at the beginning of the stream, was like, hello, then immediately starts saying shit like,
The mazes at the ground have different solutions.
I'm not gonna talk about that guy. Mazes at the ground have different solutions. Oh, so maybe like you could have done that one differently than the way I did it.
Only one of these solutions fits with the puzzle upstairs.
Okay, and we're upstairs. But yeah, knowing that, like, I'm no longer trying to do it.
You do
In
not
a
need to sew
certain
the mazes again, just
order.
focus on this puzzle.
That I didn't separate this black and this white. In a weird way, that actually makes it a lot easier. I'm doing that first thing again. And I think that first thing made everything bad, so let's not do that first solution. I don't have those two separated. These black and white squares are always the hardest bit for me.
The Tetris pieces that are not horizontal or vertical can be rotated, the others need to be done in the way they are shown.
So that's what that means. I was wondering what was up with the little tilts. Okay, that might change a lot now that I know that. That looks a lot like stuff I was already doing. I'm worried about that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep a line from being here then, because that makes this impossible.
Your start is a bit better.
try going up, even though this makes it look a lot like that previous one. That's not separated. Alright. Starting
The first
left
4
this
steps when
time.
you went left, 3 times up, left was correct.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to read that. Oh, so it does kind of resemble that solution.
I've never seen that happen before. Oh, there's two of them.
The blacks and whites are not separated. Which is sad, because I feel like I have the Tetris pieces in a pretty decent
Do not focus on
orientation
each
right
part
now.
of the maze separately.
Well, I don't think I can think of them all at once. I can't get far down enough to actually separate the blacks and whites if I go like that. Maybe it would work if I went like this. Do not focus on each part of the maze separately. So what would that mean?
Here we go. And now we'll use this one to take a
Left, up, 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 right, up, left.
and that one's that's one.
No, 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 no. I've gotta get rid of that line. Gotta get rid of that line, but then I also have to get rid of everything. Then this eventually is going to make it so that these aren't blocked off. But those things can be rotated. You know, that makes sense, because I was like, the orientation of that last L is impossible. If it was like this instead. I don't think that actually
Try to
changes
separate the
anything.
rightmost lines from the leftmost black ones. Right after the part I spelled out for you.
And your mind doesn't understand what it's seeing, so it sees nothing at all. That's how we avoid ever having to actually use the weapons we craft. It doesn't seem to work on dragons, though.
Your brother wants to know if you're getting enough to eat. I guess it's done wrong.
about like that? That's new, right?
Yes, that is better. But the first step you did was wrong.
Just gonna hit it once.
You are very close though.
Mark of the dwarves. +1.
And strength went up.
I guess so.
I wonder what doing the first step wrong affects then.
It's still level 4, like strength 55.
You see with the last strength.
Wait, okay. I guess I feel like I don't really see how you do
I think
this
you are right, it does not do anything
affecting
different.
too much. Um, oh shit, I have that line again. You know that line. This one right here.
Okay, very, very important. You can combine tortoise pieces with each other.
I was hoping you could do that. Funny thing is, I actually play a lot of Tetris. I love
Tetris.
that game. Computers don't know how to say Tetris. Tetris.
Tetris 99 is amazing.
We'll stay another 10.
If I can combine Tetris pieces, does that mean I can do this? I don't think I'd want to, but could I? Wait,
The
no.
right part is completely correct, I think.
All I know for sure is that these two bits of the Tetris pieces have to go like this. Then
No, you could not, but you are close. Try.
I don't know how to rotate that, like... Well, I mean, I guess it can be an L or a J. Under these circumstances.
You need to combine those two.
I need to combine the two, but I don't know how to, like... combine the two.
The line piece was placed correct.
The line piece? But how do I combine it unless the line piece changes? So wouldn't changing the other one change the next? Okay, so far, up to here,
Is that the hit?
even when I was doing it wrong, I felt pretty confident in that.
The other guy who just went,
And this right here is the only way I imagine you can put that
Remember,
line
the
piece
L
down.
piece can be rotated.
Right, but you said the line piece was placed correctly, and if that's so, the only way to make it so the L
It does
piece...
not have to be like an L.
What?
but I think this,
Oh, the other guy was a little bit different. He didn't
yeah,
have such
this
a
guy's
huge
got a,
shield with it. But he looks like it.
Need to combine those two. does not have to be like an L.
Place it like it is almost shown.
I don't know, like that.
Combine them.
It looks like the other guy, but
I can't combine them and have the line piece like this. I don't see how that's possible. Because if it was, say, like this, that would make the line piece one thing, the L piece like another, but they'd be
No, wait.
inside of each other.
You need to include the 2 squares under where you are now.
That actually fixes something?
or you can tell them,
Uh,
Yeah, that's the sound part.
they only have a rubber left.
this is the room I have to work with. Maybe... Oh, I have an idea. What if it was like this instead? Uh, I don't know. I feel like that fixes this problem up here, but then I'm set into a way where it doesn't work at the very end.
They're dropping armor pieces.
Maybe I could...
I think it armor's like
Well, I definitely can't do that.
Place the L right under the 4 line as a 3 at the top and 1 at the bottom piece. Sorry for the
Thankfully, like that? Like a J?
This only includes 7 squares. The forms tog Heather make 8.
Okay, so
They cannot overlap.
they can't overlap. All right. Then how do I make that last J?
That would be possible if you did not also needed to make the L at the bottom. So the other L needs to change. Rotate its 90 degrees.
Okay. How about I rotate it 90 degrees? No, that's overlapping. It is technically 8 squares. Wonder if that's 90 degrees to the left or right. So it's vertical.
That does not fit.
Hey, right, that's
That
just
does
weird.
not fit either.
What did we have before? We had a...
Go down 2.
We had this before. We had this before.
Yes, fits.
We can't do that.
But it is not correct.
How about like this? Then we could... Hey! That's gotta be it!
That's it.
Oh,
Awesome.
good golly gosh.
You did it.
Keep, it's called keep.
Did you do the other side? Because that was way easier. Haha.
I decided to get LASIK. Like this side? I don't know how you're even getting there.
Yes. Go
Weirdly-
downstairs.
Weirdly, it seems we didn't need to do it, but you know what? Let's
I
do
will
it.
help you. They are really easy.
Okay, well, we don't enter through there, I guess. But this is why I didn't do the other side. I don't know how you get there.
Go
This
back
right,
around.
this right here looks like a very closed door. Oh, hey,
To
what's
where
this?
you started with the other puzzles.
Sure, but give me a second here. I just wanted to know where this door led. Go back around to where I started with the other puzzles. You know, technically,
This brings you to the Shadow Forest.
this is... I didn't know they had real names like that. Technically, this is exactly where I started with the other puzzles. So, it's a shortcut, right?
Yes. Go right.
To the right. Up this thing? No, you didn't mean up that thing.
Into the maze.
How'd I not even notice these giant mazes behind me? I just immediately ran over here. I didn't even look backwards. I just saw this hallway. Oh, you know what? I noticed these doors and I was like, oh, hey, these are all closed. Better follow this cable. And then I didn't follow the cable. What the hell? I still don't know how you get there.
You have to start with the first maze.
Oh, you can run into this one? Man's mortal enemy. Fences. Okay, something clever's up.
Think.
Start here and then you can go left. Why is that one slightly different? So, like, this is kind of more the way I did it. I didn't memorize the whole thing, but I think I get the idea.
Nice job.
Like, you solve the mazes of self in one way. And then you have to remember that way to put it into the solution. This one doesn't have any barricades though, so I'm worried that it wants me to try to carve my own path or something. And if I'm trying to carve my own path, I want it to be like this. Maybe though, maybe this is the same maze
You have to
as...
find out which path was used the most. That is the solution.
Which path was used the most? Oh, I get it. I get it. Here's what the context of that would be. Be the one where grass doesn't grow, or would it be the one where grass does grow?
Does not.
I mean, there's a lot of grass growing in the corners, so it's kind of throwing me off.
The corners do not matter.
Corners don't matter. Good. Alright, so be right,
There is only one free part.
right, up, right. What? Hold up.
You can go on.
Sorry about that.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back!
No problem. Haha.
Okay, where were we with this? It was... right, up, right, up, left, up, right. I'm trusting a lot of instincts with this. Okay. Now, what's this one got going on? What's the unique bits?
Instincts are often right. Just as your senses.
You know what? No, that can't possibly be right. was about to think that maybe it was the shadows, senses. Sometimes I'm hearing different shit when I run around here, like a wet noise.
A blind man could do this puzzle. Again, find out which path is used the most.
Okay, so this is cement, and I've got to find the dry cement. I don't quite remember everything. All I know is that you don't immediately make a straight line, either way. Okay, I definitely have the start memorized by now. Like, it goes like this. It's usually just the most complicated thing you can think of. It's weird with this game, it's like the opposite of Occam's razor. I get the idea. It's just executing it that's really difficult. You know what? Maybe if I don't move my head, that'll help me
Jup, the
remember it.
creator, Jonathan Blow, is really looking for patience. He even wanted to cut out the run ability, but the playtesters were angry.
Sorry, I'm trying to, like, respond to how I feel about what you just said with feeling, but I'm so focused on this right now. Oh god. Yeah, the run ability, there were certain times
Take your
where
time.
I felt like he's wanting me to really enjoy the atmosphere and stuff and like all the assets of the world. And if I'm if I'm still like, wow, look at the colors, and I'm doing puzzles with a decently high success rate, I'm totally on his side. I'm like, yeah, don't force it, it's beautiful. But when I'm having a hard time doing the puzzles, there are times I've used the run ability, literally thinking, fuck you, man, I'm not gonna sit around and look at this world. You can't make me.
This game will blow you mind at one point. I can show you if you want.
Don't show me. I mean, they're definitely showing off that
Okay.
like you can tell something's up, and that's good enough for me. I don't even really need to know what's up to be a satisfied listener of a story. Now, how in the world? I have no
The
idea
game
what
was
the
made by 8 people, and Jonathan Blow himself made more than 50.
then 50 of the puzzles.
50% of the game.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what the distinguishing factor in this one is. There are trees, those are a little different, but they're only at parts of the puzzle which are blocked off.
Compare
Anyways,
the maze with the puzzle.
compare the maze with the puzzle. There's like a Z piece in the middle. There's no Z piece in the middle of this one. Oh, fuck, you know, I have an idea. I have
Exactly.
an idea. Um, maybe what's going on here is the lines are on where the walls are. And so you actually are trying to draw the walls? Maybe?
Haha no.
I'm just gonna put in something. Like 3 times, at least just something. And then I think... There we go. Alright, back to actual.
There is only one path that is both on the puzzle and in the maze.
Oh, okay. We don't go all the way to the right. We go like 1 square to the right, if that. Maybe like this? I don't feel like this is right necessarily, but I feel like it includes a bit of what I figured out, if I figured anything
What
out.
time is it where you at?
It's like 2.5 hours after I started this stream. It's kind of, it's like 4 hours after I started this stream. I just couldn't combine 1 and 4 for a moment there. Okay. Can't go all the way to the right. I can go to the middle, so that's promising. Then I could go up. Then I could go to the left. But I couldn't go all the way to the left.
Here it is 1:26 a.m. laugh.
I'm glad that I'm giving my fellow insomniacs something to do then. This all the way to the right? This all the way to the right? Is there even an all the way to the right available at that point? Okay. Starting point comparable to that one. Very first thing I noticed, we'd have to go into the middle here. Then I think we'd go like that. Okay. I think this is what I just did. That is what I just did. Golly gee, thank goodness, golly gosh.
Go upstairs now.
Don't worry, I'm on it.
For the final puzzle.
Which is funny, because I think I did the final puzzle after skipping half of this keep. Yeah, okay. This one's probably more like what I was thinking with the last one. Oh, what the heck? Where's even the endpoint? 2 endpoints. And... oh my... oh my...
You had to do this one or the other one on the other side to get the laser.
Okay, that one in the bottom left is this one on the bottom left, so...
You have to redo all the previous puzzles on this one.
yeah. Which is kind of upsetting, to be real with you. Because, like, even trying to remember this much is getting me very, But I can tell that this would go... whoa, why is it
You
so
have to go
fast
down
all
first.
of a sudden? To go down first. Oh, okay, to like start it where it would have started.
You went at it from under.
That doesn't even look like the original
Correct.
game to me. Kinda wish. Is this cheating? He tends to make puzzles that are based around perspective anyway, so...
It is not cheating.
But I won't be able to actually finish the puzzle at a certain point. Yeah, dude, remembering all the solutions from there, I don't think that's going to happen. But
Correct.
I'll give you like a patented screenshot technique. I mean, there was a point where I was literally like, why not just make it auto run if I'm going to be running 100% of the time anyways, but after you told me about that whole thing where like he wanted to almost take run out, but they wouldn't let him, I guess I understand why it's a button. I wonder if I'm noticing a pattern here. kind of. But a lot of the puzzle solutions look similar to each other. Because that's 4 screenshots, I can't actually pull off the cheese like I would. Not even necessarily cheating, just cheesy tactics.
Yes, he wanted people to analyze this game from top to bottom, because there are secrets and fun things everywhere.
I remember that being like this.
The first maze is correct.
Yeah, well, I can actually look at the solution to the first maze. You know what I mean? From where I am, so that shouldn't be too hard. Then I think I remember this one being something like this. Then I have no idea how I would even start with the third and fourth ones.
The second one is correct too.
Sorry, let me go ahead and look at my capture gallery for a second. You know, and do the thing where I take pictures of my TV with my phone. Here I have no real way of discerning one maze from the other, but at least I'll be able to, like, I don't know, kind of be aware of what potential solutions might look like.
Oh yeah, 'cause that's fair.
And we did that one already, too. Alright. Not exactly cheating, but that's my favorite type of cheating. Not exactly. Actual cheating? No fun. Somewhat cheating? Super fun. You're funny. You're a funny guy. Oh sweet, Monta's out with a new video. Remind me to do Duolingo. Okay. What does this maze look like? It doesn't look like that one.
What language are you learning?
Spanish. I have to give this a big hot dang.
Nice. Hola.
Hola, mi compañero de los videojuegos. ¿Cómo estás? This one kind of looks like that one, except it's like this.
Laugh.
Oh. My phone likes to do this super helpful thing where it adjusts when I spin the screen around. It's called auto rotate. It's a feature of most phones. This is actually making this so much easier. I mean, to be fair, I didn't want to memorize it anyways. Sounded like a big hassle.
The third is correct as well.
Yeah, but you gotta realize I was like looking at the correct stuff. Kind of cheesing it. Don't really care.
Just showing that I know them by heart.
Ah, okay. You know what? I can sympathize and respect that. Ah, damn.
You did it.
Oh, this has really been a journey so far.
Okay.
Good night, dude. Good
One more
frickin'
thing.
night. Oh, what's the one more thing?
Let's walk to the next area.
Alright. I guess I don't see why not. Just keep a next stream from having a bunch of weird moments where I'm going around doing God knows what.
So you start in a nice area the next time.
I noticed that I started this stream like exactly where I was standing the last time I turned off the game.
Do you know where the city is?
There's a city? This place seems like an island. Wouldn't a city imply other people? Or, I don't know, maybe when you say city,
More like a
it's...
village.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe it's a thing that I think of like a village. I think if you actually look at the stream before this one, I think I was wasting time in the village.
Go to the monastery.
I think, yeah, this is the village, right? There's like a guy whose nose could practically be a sundial, and then there are
Monastery.
rocks. Monastery. This is not a monastery. Is that not a monastery? I don't think I
Okay,
actually
if
know
you
what a
stay
monastery is. Okay, here's where I'm gonna stay still. Right in front of this guy.
I tell you where to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's funny you should say once patience, cause like...
Oh, see the orange building. Behind that.
Behind this orange building.
Stay on the bridge. Look right.
Up that like Aztecian...
There is the monastery.
So this is what a monastery is.
Go to the other side of it.
There's more here? I thought it was just this tree
Oh,
and
you
that's
have
it.
been inside. Yes. The tree is a puzzle. The small tree.
Oh my god. I didn't even notice this. What's blocking me? Is it the tree? Okay, so I have to go through both at once.
I suggest you start here next time. Haha.
Okay.
But we can go on if you want.
Nah, man. I've gotta have some limits, some moderation so I don't go insane. Especially with, like, one of these games, like a Fez type game where it's, at a certain point, it gets super crazy with the types of puzzles you'll be solving. So, I sincerely appreciate you coming here. And if you want to see me not sincerely appreciate anyone, go ahead and go to the beginning of this stream. There's a guy who I actually shush.
See you next time.
Oh god.
Haha.
Good night. Good night.
I will take a look.
Alright. That's it. Goodbye.